I got a little bit of time today to play out here in the garden, show you what's going on. So let's go check it out. Hey, how we doing? Jason Ilknierim here. It's been a little bit, ain't it? But there's the strawbalegargen. Looks a little overgrown, don't it? So I haven't put out a video on this garden in what? Month and a half. I do got a little bit of footage I want to cram into this video, show you what's been going on, the little bit of harvest I've got out of it so far, and just what it looks like. So why don't we just start off this here tour at the deep mulch bed. In the front of it here, I have a couple zucchinis. The one on the right's doing pretty good, but that poor guy, not so much. And then popping out right in front of there, we got some cantaloupe. You'll see throughout this video, I've got plenty of cantaloupe. But we got a nice pumpkin starting to change colors. And then we have what I was calling the mutant tomato. I had no idea what it was when it came up. It was a volunteer. And it really wants to grow. It's definitely a vining tomato of some sort. It produces a pretty decent fruit. I'll pick those in here in a little bit. But we got some more cantaloupe growing up the fence there. I tried to put this fence up here to maintain the cantaloupe and pumpkins from going too far in the shade. We also have two more volunteer tomatoes. Same variety, I believe. I'm not for sure why they're here because I only plant cherry tomatoes in this bed. We also have a single stalk of corn. It's pollinated and we got an ear, so something's better than nothing, right? Look at all these pumpkins. I only planted two and it's turned into that. But cantaloupe, on the other hand, like I said, I made a rather large mistake. Would you look at that? There's a hugelkultur mound underneath there, at least the start of one. But look at all that cantaloupe. I just threw a couple of handfuls here, there, and there, and man, can you see that scraggly looking corn in the back? That's pretty pathetic, ain't it? But we might get an ear or two off of it. Oh my, look. More cantaloupe. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking that most of them would die off after I planted them. Oh man, look at that hat. Ain't that nice? But yeah, I was thinking most of them would die off, but no, they didn't. I think all of them lived, but like 4. Because look at that. That's just crazy. And you should see my strawberry patch. It's even worse. But enough about the cantaloupe. Let's go over to these straw bales. See what we got over there. Well, here we are at the straw bales. And in the front, we got 2 cherry tomatoes and 2 volunteer tomatoes that I transplanted out of that deep mulch bed. Over here, we got some lettuce. In the last week, it just shot up and got crazy. This one fell over and decided to grow up. So I'm just going to let it go to seed and see what I get. But there we go. That's one of those volunteer tomatoes that I transplanted. And this guy here, oh geez, he's pushing 8 feet. That's a cherry tomato. And then where all these little blooms are, I'll show you on the, oh no, there's some. Look at these little guys. They're like a little teardrop cherry. That's a volunteer. Oh, we got one blushing. starting to turn red. At the very end here, I had 3 cucumbers, but the slugs ate them, killed them off. And I had a cantaloupe at the base of these 2 corn stalks. The slugs ate it also. Hey guys, check this big thing out. It's a cherry tomato. In my opinion, it's one of the first plants that you should let your kids try to grow. It grows huge. I mean, it's over 8 feet. It grows fast, and you get a lot of tomatoes. Makes the kids happy. Instant gratification. Get them into gardening. But let's get back to what we was doing. Okay, we're on the west end of the strawbalegargen. We're going into the second row. So that white viney looking stuff is dead pumpkin. As you can see, it came all the way over here, but it died off. I'm going to guess it was a vine borer beetle. And then growing out of the ground in front of the straw bales is a cherry tomato. I've been picking these for a little while now. I believe it is a cherry 101 volunteer from last year. Now that funny looking cherry, grape, pear, tomato, whatever it was, well, there's its origins from the ground. I put it into the straw bale so it would reroot. It's coming out the other side. I'm letting this run up this side along with cantaloupe. I mean, look at that guy hanging there. Uh-oh, that one died off. And look, we got a watermelon over there. That's on the back side of the first row. Let's get back to the second row. So next to this cherry tomato, I have a acorn squash. I have 3 tomatoes in this row also, here, here, and then back there. They're all beef masters. And then we got cantaloupe and watermelon growing out here. I mean, look at that guy just hanging there. Gotta watch my steps so I don't step on these watermelons. But I have 4 peppers there. They're producing. Yes, that is a beer trap is what you see. And at the end, I have potatoes. Yes, you heard me right. At the end of these straw bales, I have potatoes on that side and on this side. Oh, that one's getting a little dry. I'll have to get him some water. But I've just been stacking grass around them because I have excess amounts of grass. Yes, that is a pumpkin you see hanging there. We're about ready to get into the pumpkin patch. Now here's what I've been calling the pumpkin patch because it's pumpkins. Even all those up there on the fence, those are all pumpkins also. You've seen one hanging. I'll show you this other one that's right by it. We got a really funky one, and then we got some bigger ones back over here. Let's check these out. So what we have in the pumpkin patch here is this little thing of cantaloupe. I mean, look at that guy. Oh, we can't forget this here clone tomato and a couple ears of corn. So we got some hidden stuff here in the pumpkin patch too. I mean, we got this guy hanging. You seen him just a second ago. And then we got this guy down here. Look how big he is. Then, come check this out. Here, let me come grab you. So here we have one of these funky pumpkins. I harvested one just a little bit ago. We're gonna cut it up here in a little bit and see if it's a pumpkin or a zucchini. So here on the far side of the pumpkin patch, with the corn just over my shoulder, we got this big old yellow pumpkin that's about ready to be harvested. And we got another one changing colors here. Oh, let's see what this thing is. Yeah, it looks like it's a pumpkin. Guess we should have let it grow. But we're going to cut her up and see what it is exactly. Here it is, that time. Is this a pumpkin or a zucchini? Well, I believe it's pumpkin. It was starting to turn orange. But we're going to cut this thing open right along here. Open it up and see how the seeds are. See what color it is inside. I believe I picked it rather early, but we're going to find out. Let's get this started. Man, I think I need a hatchet. Let me go get a different knife. Well, I was looking for a hatchet, but I found this here cricket. It's quite nice. It's rather thick. I don't think we're going to break this one. Well, that didn't work out too well, now did it? Alright, let's try this and this. See if it works. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to break the table. Let's take this down to the grass. So this thing's being difficult. We're breaking out power tools. We got another one coming up shortly. We'll figure it out in a little bit. Thanks for watching. So I've showed you this before. This was the pallet garden. I've harvested my carrots. Garden, which has a bunch of cantaloupe, one cucumber. We got one. And then we got some kale that just started growing. I planted it, March? And then we got some lettuce back there. It's pretty much just started growing and bolted. Then we got some really pathetic corn. I mean, really pathetic. But next to it, we have a cherry tomato. I got a lot of cherries to pick here in a second. And then down here on the edge of the pond, we have some watermelons. Now we have 4 watermelon over here, and then we have 4 more around in here. And this little green stuff right here is some acorn squash. But I got a lot of weeds to cut down here tomorrow. The only thing I don't think I've shown you yet is the strawberry patch. Let's check this out. I believe the strawberry garden usually gets left out on my other 2 garden videos, but it's kind of been overtaken by cantaloupe. Imagine that. But I also threw in a late zucchini, and we threw in some tomatoes at the last minute. And then it has a wall of tame blackberries. And those yellow things there are blueberries. I'm going to have to fix my pH level. Man, don't that shirt look good? Thanks, Jason. Go check out Jason at Homesteading, Northern Michigan. But what y'all think about this? I think I'm doing pretty good this year. I've had a few plants die, but from everything either being volunteers, taken out of my mother's compost pile, or started from seed, I don't think I'm doing too bad for a hobby. But thanks for checking out the straw bale garden. It does take a little extra water compared to most things. It is what it is, but I don't like to weed. This is simple. Don't have to fertilize. See you next time. Remember, smile while you still have teeth.